Welcome back to Mike's Tool Reviews. If you saw the last episode, you'll know how this happened. I was stress or torture testing this Pittsburgh wobble extension, and this part said bye-byes. 1 minute was there, and the next minute was on the floor. And after looking at it, I'm not really surprised. That's all the meat. That's all the cast iron that was really holding back all the force. As you can see, it broke at its weakest point. So I decided to get on the internets and do some research, and I found two manufacturers that make good vices these days, and one of them is Wilton, and I think ultimately in a year or two, I'll get a nice Wilton bullet. That seems to be their flagship model. To where people are restoring them, buying them at yard sales for what they cost brand new, and restoring them. Snap-on, I think Snap-on vices are Wilton vices also, but the other really well-known company is Yost, and I got myself a Yost 905 AS, and this is the main difference between these two. Well, it's kind of hard to pick a main difference because they're pretty much different in every way. But the material, this is a cast steel vise as opposed to a cast iron vise. And I'll show you everything about this vise is better than this one. The anvil is 3 times the size. The slide is 3 times the size. If you can see, yeah, there you go. That's the slide, and that is just a piece of bar steel, whereas this is, that's the slide on the Yost. At the end of the day, this is only a 1/2 inch bigger vise than my old one. But as you can see, this one is almost 3 times the size. Everything about it's better. The base is bigger. This one swivels 360 degrees. This one only swivels like 180. This one only has 1 lock for the swivel. This one has 2. Like I said, this is cast steel. This is cast iron. The handle is bigger on the Yost than the Olympia. Everything about it's better. And I was looking into vices, and cast steel seems to be a better way to go than cast iron. The cast irons are all of the reputable vice companies. Their cast irons are the lower priced, the cheapest low grade models. And Yost makes cast iron ones, and they call them the homeowner grade. And then they go to this, which is the workshop grade, and then mechanics, professional, and then industrial. And this company makes all the way up to $1,500 stainless steel vices. I don't need that, and I really wanted a better one than this, but I really think, workshop grade, that speaks to me. That's what I'm looking for, workshop grade. I like professional grade things when I can afford them, but at the time, $100 is all I really wanted to spend, and I felt like this was a good value. It had a lot of good reviews. What else? I got some. I wasn't even sure that this was legit, because nowhere, and if you know anywhere on this where it says Yost on it, let me know in the comments. But I cannot find the name Yost on this anywhere. But it did come with this nice laminated piece of paper in the box. And I'm sure this was laminated, or not laminated, but it's in a plastic enclosure, because the whole thing's covered in oil. So they don't want their literature to get screwed up with all the oil, so they go the extra step and put it in this nice plastic folder here. And it comes with QR codes for the owner's manual, accessories, vice layout, and the warranty information. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Something that comes covered in oil. They actually protected their paperwork inside from getting saturated by that. It comes with your template to mount the vise onto, and it's got all kinds of dimensions, any kind of dimension that you would want to know based on the template. And this is actual size, so I can put this right down on the workbench, drill my holes out and bolt it based on this piece of paper. Something I thought was interesting is the warning section here. Warning, let me read off some of these to you. The never, see there's an always section. There's an always section and a never section. The never section is kind of funny. Never use a hammer or extension pipe or cheater bar or spindle handle on the spindle handle of the vise. Never weld the base of a vise to a metal object. Never use the vise to press object into or out of another object. Never use an extension pipe to tighten handles of lockdowns. Never place pressurized containers or combustible materials in vise. That's understandable, but I think I've still done that. And never apply extreme heat or prolonged heat to the vise, as it may alter the structural properties. This is a piece of shit vise, and I can't tell you how many times I've beat on this handle with a hammer or put a pipe on it to really crank down on it, and it survived. So I don't think I'm going to break this one. And if I do, if this one breaks right now, I'm probably going to cry. I'm going to make this a two-part video, just one of just showing off the new vise, my first impression. I'm going to mount it up. I'm going to throw this piece of shit in the trash, and then continue the torture test of the wobble extension with this nut that this bolt that I flattened on two sides. But that's about it. This is my new Yost vise, and I like it. I think it's awesome. I think they make great products. If this is their like workshop grade, I feel like this is more than enough for me. They could have called this their homeowner grade, and I would have been happy with it. But yeah, out with this this garbage. I might try to smash this vise with this one. See if I can get this one to break more. I'm sure that's not going to be very difficult. But yeah, that's it. That's my new Yost. It's a Yost 905 AS, and I'm sure you're going to see this in many more videos. So that's it, and thanks for watching.